Does your sales and marketing need to be perfect before you push it out to the world to see? No, it does not. And this is honestly one of the biggest hurdles that business owners have to overcome in order to see success within the marketing that they're deploying to the world. So let's talk a little bit if you are struggling with overcoming this mindset of perfection or done before we're sharing our marketing with the world and how you can overcome it. But first, I'm Courtney Galster. I am the founder and president of Amplify Marketing. We're a digital marketing agency that serves professional service firms, health tech companies, and financial firms. So let's talk a little bit about perfection over progress. Oftentimes, when we start working with a client, they have a vision of what they want their business to look like or what they are looking to achieve with their business. And they want to create a very linear path between point A and point B. If you have been in business for a while, you know that there is no straight line that goes between point A and point B. And this type of thinking is what will hold you back from making progress after you've seen some success. So why? You will never find a perfect deployment. You are always going to be looking for ways to improve. As a business owner or as a marketer, you're always going to be looking for ways to improve what you're doing. There is nothing that's ever going to be perfect. And so if you find yourself continuously trying to improve what you're doing before you push anything out to the world, you will struggle to actually get anything out into the world. And in reality, those little tiny things that you want to improve upon in your marketing before you share it with your audience are not things that people are either going to remember or that they're going to notice. And oftentimes those things that they do notice are not things that are going to stick in their mind. Sometimes they actually make you more relatable to your audience, those imperfections within your marketing. The more perfect you make it, the less authentic it can feel. So getting too stuck on that idea of perfection can make you constantly second guess yourself and not allow you to push anything out, which doesn't allow you to actually grow and hit those long-term goals. Sometimes you just have to be okay with it and throw it out into the world and be willing to continue to improve what you're doing over time. So what can you do if you find yourself stuck in this space of needing your content to be better, needing your marketing to be more professional, needing it to be more perfect before you are using it to actually market your business? The first thing is shrink down what you're working on. So oftentimes, if you are looking to implement a huge plan all at once, you're doing too much and you're spreading yourself too thin. The best thing that you can do is start to create some visibility for yourself with one or two things that are on your marketing list. And there go my balloons. And getting I don't know why that happens to me on every single app on my computer. So if you're a tech person and know how to fix that, let me know. Pick one or two things that you can try to move forward now. Either get those done, or if they're recurring items, get them to a place where you can be consistent with them before you layer anything else onto your plate. So for those repeatable tasks, you need to first find a rhythm with how you're doing them, how frequently you're doing them, what that process looks like. And then once you have that down, you can document that process and delegate that to someone else on your team, or at least delegate portions of that process to people on your team. And then you open up that bandwidth for yourself to start working on the next thing and doing the exact same thing, either doing it and getting it done and moving on to the next thing on your list, or finding a rhythm, creating a process, and bringing in someone on your team that can manage that moving forward. And this is oftentimes what brings clients to us to begin with, where they don't have the bandwidth on their team to create that consistency with social media content, with blog content, emails, newsletters, videos, webinars, what have you. And we have the systems and tools that we can put in place to create that consistency in partnership with them, and take those things off of their plate so that they can focus on those initiatives that really need their eyes on them or need them to be the ones that are actually doing them. So, how do we build that consistency? That is the number one question that I get from clients who struggle to do this internally and need help with creating systems and processes for their sales and marketing. Well, the first thing is having a calendar that you can share with everyone. This looks different depending on how big your team is, how your team works, and what sort of capacity you have. For creating content internally, but having a calendar for the types of content that are going to be created and who is responsible for them, and then having accountability meetings to make sure that that is getting done and being adhered to is really important. And that's the first step towards creating that consistency and being able to delegate some of those things on your plate to other people on your team. The second thing is systems. You have to have the right systems in place, the right processes in place to make this easy. If you want things done a certain way, you need to document that and deploy that to your team so that they can understand what that process is and have something to refer back to make sure that they're on the same page with you. The third thing is project management software. This is something I recommend in probably 50% of my videos. But project management software is so critical to your success if you are working as a team or as an individual creator. You need to have a place to store all of your to-dos and to track what's needs to get done and who's responsible for it. My personal favorite for our teams is Asana, but there are tons of different tools out there like ClickUp, Monday.com, all kinds of different things that you can investigate and figure out what works best for you. The fourth thing is continuous improvement. So you're not going to hit that phase of perfect. And honestly, we're not striving for perfect. We're striving for continuously getting a little bit better and a little bit better at what we're doing until we feel confident and comfortable with it. So being open to feedback from the team and figuring out what you can do to always get a little bit better with the marketing that you're pushing out to the world is how you get to a place where your marketing looks really good and professional and is a really strong reflection of you and your brand. Honestly, that starts with consistency. My favorite word. If you don't work with me, then you probably haven't heard that a million times. But literally every call that I have with a client, somehow we come back to consistency. And then the fifth thing is putting the right people in the right roles. So you've probably learned this the hard way if you've been in business for a long time, but you have to find the right people to do the right things for you. If you find someone who is an admin assistant who has the ability to create great email content, you could layer that on to their role, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be great at creating social media content or writing blog articles for you. You may need to find someone else on or outside of your team to tackle those things. So making sure that you can find the right people to do the right jobs is going to help you create the team that supports your success for the future. And then always evolving your model. So just last week, one of our marketing coordinators came up with a new process for how we create social media graphics for clients, how we organize it internally. The client will never see this particular process, but it was so innovative and it saved me so much time reviewing content for different clients that we have now taken that and evolved our process, and that is now part of the social media process within our organization. Being open to other people having ideas and maybe being able to figure out a better flow for the process is really important. Not always making yourself the person who's in charge of creating every step of the path and letting other people contribute is how you get to be really adept at marketing and how you create the best processes for marketing that make you efficient and keep your team really productive and keep that marketing channel moving forward for you. I hope that's helpful. If you have questions, feel free to email me. I will drop my email in the notes of this video, and have a great day.